For this course, we have a modular system, which means that there will be no exam session at the end of the term, but you will be evaluated during or just after each module. Okay? One module will last for 1 week, 2 weeks, or no, more like 1 month. Every month you will have some assessment that will count for the graduation. It's under the responsibility of the instructors. They will explain the details for each stream. So just the main ideas. One module corresponds to 1 credit. You will be scored for the whole stream, and you will have a lot of assessment, a lot of assignments in each module. Not necessarily at the end, but during the module itself. Okay? We have very high expectation for you. Don't think that it will be easy just because there is no final exam. Okay? You will have a lot of assignments, and if we are not satisfied, maybe you will have to reduce the assignment until it's good enough. Okay? You have a chance in this center that there are not many students in each class. Only 12 students per class, which means that we have enough time to assess you several times if it's not good enough. Okay? If you fail an assignment, you will be given the opportunity to do it again. But it has to be very good at the end. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can do it again, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because you can do it again. Okay? There is one principle for this course, is that we will demonstrate a lot of teaching techniques. If we talk about problem-based learning, we will implement problem-based learning. And the same for assessment. So you will have different sorts of assessment during this year. And we will choose the assessment depending on the skills we want to check. Of course. Could be short tests like MCQs, multiple choice questionnaire. Essays, you will have to write a lot of essays. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Case studies, presentations, a lot of projects, especially in the ICT stream, role play, many things. Another thing that is not in my list is exit paper. At the end of a lesson, you will have to summarize the lesson. Reflection paper. It's a very good technique to remember the main points of a lesson. Just a detail. We will assess your participation in the classroom. So we really want you to be active. That's not a thing that I would recommend in high school, for one good reason that I explained this morning. When you have too many students in a class, it's very difficult to assess participation because they don't really have the opportunity to participate. As I explained, if you have 60 students or 50 students in a class, they have only 1 minute to participate. But at the center, we have small classes, only 12 students. So normally, all of you can participate, okay? So we can assess it. Is that clear?
Yes.
There will be a lot of group assignments, but we will evaluate you individually as much as possible. Which means when you do a group presentation, it's important that every member of the group can say something and participate to the presentation. Okay. It's a very important principle because you will become mentors. You will do a job. We are preparing you for a job. And when you are mentors, you will not work in groups. You will be on your own. So it's an important principle. Work collectively, but assess individually. So we want to check real skills, because giving a diploma is something very important. We are taking responsibilities when we give you a diploma. It's a recommendation for a job. If you're not able to do the job, it's bad for the school, for the students, for the teachers you will mentor. It's also bad for you. Imagine your life if you are not good for the job you have. It can be a nightmare for you. So that's the real reason why students should not cheat at the exams. Is that it is, but cheating at the exam is a way to prepare you a very bad life. It's not about the reward that you steal to others. It doesn't change anything for other candidates. It's about you. So take this assessment seriously. If we give you bad marks, it's for your own good. We are preparing you for real life, not just for a degree. Okay? So it's a warning that you are not ready yet, and you have to make more efforts. Okay? Another thing is that we want you to keep track of the real things you do. We have a request that every one of you prepare a portfolio in which you put all the assignments you do, all the papers you write, your essays, the guidelines that you will write, the case studies, and so on. Why? Because we are interested in the real thing, not just marks. Marks are abstract. We don't really know what they mean. If I give you an A at the exam, the only information you have is that the teacher is satisfied. It's the only information. But if you keep your assignments, you can show the real thing. For instance, there's a project in the ICT stream to create websites. Do you need a mark to demonstrate that you can create a website? What do you need?
Kinds of internet
If you want to prove to an employer that you can do a website, what is the best thing to do? Show the result. Just give him the link to your website and he will know what you can do. Okay? So, the objectives of the portfolio is to demonstrate your skills and to keep useful, and also, that's a very important one, to keep useful documents that you will create. Some of the documents that you will create this year will be useful for your job. You can reuse them after graduation in your real work. So keep that in mind. Don't waste your work, keep it to reuse it again when you are a mentor. Okay? Well, one of the examples would be the website that you will create. And the best papers, the best projects that you will do can be published online. Okay? You will write some essays. It could be good to share them to other teachers as well. It's one of the objectives of the research center. We are a research center now. So we make useful documents for other teachers as well. Okay for that?
Yes.
Don't worry. We will not publish it without your consent. Okay? You will tell us if we can publish. Don't worry. But it's a possibility. So it's not only about the modules, but there are several things that we will assess this year for your real life. You will have 3 months of practicum at CISOWAT or at Preclair. More on that tomorrow. I will explain it tomorrow because it will take a lot of time. But practicum is a very important part of the program, so it is worth 10 credits just for the practicum. The practicum itself is more important than one stream. And the mini thesis for 6 credits. We will explain the mini thesis tomorrow. We'll spend a few hours tomorrow to speak about the mini thesis. So just a brief summary. These are the credits you can get from this program. 8 credits for ethics and mentoring. 6 for educational research in English, not including the mini thesis. It's a different thing. ICT in education, 8 credits. And general methodological systems and principles, that's teaching methodology, for 7 credits. Mini thesis, 6 credits, and practicum credits. Altogether, 45 credits to make a master's degree. Please note, the time mentioned here is just an estimate. It's a minimum to justify the master's degree. In reality, it's more than that. So if we normally, legally, to be valid, 1 credit should be at least 15 hours. But in practice, we need more to cover all the material we want to teach in the center. Okay? So you will have a good master's degree, a serious one, a little more than. Any questions?
And do you have a specific assessment, for example, how many percent does class participate in accounting?
That will be explained for each stream, because each instructor has his own requirements. But participation will be around 10%. Project work depends on the stream. It's a little more for ICT, because in ICT you will have to produce real things, like, as I mentioned, a website, or real documents to print, presentations with PowerPoint and so on. For other streams, can be different kinds of assessment. For instance, in the first stream, you have a lot of essays to do, guidelines to produce. It depends on the system.
One more question. So far, I heard there are going to be 2 instructors in a class. So are they going to share the assessment together, or just each instructor will give one assessment for each student?
Each instructor will give you a lot of assessment, different kind of assessment. Can you repeat your
Because
question?
like so far, I know there can be up to 2 instructors in a class.
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to
Okay.
share the assessment?
Well, 2 instructors, to be precise. The instructors that you can see in this on these posters are responsible for their own stream. For instance, Mr. Viol is responsible for the research stream. Sarit is responsible for methodology, teaching methodology. Sarkimi is responsible for ICT, okay? And Manad is responsible for ethics and mentoring. The second instructor, it's me, Dr. Somara, with Dr. Somara, can be some visiting professors, like Kurt or David, that's it. But the main responsible is one of the 4 main instructors. These are the guys who will assess you, not me. I'm just a visiting professor. They are responsible. They are the leaders in their own classes. Okay? We are just here to support them. Okay?
Yes.
Anything else?
Does the class consist of 2 instructors at the same time?
We will co-teach with them, but the boss, it's not me. If I co-teach with Liol, for instance, Liol is the boss. Because in his classroom, it's his responsibility. For other things, I might give him some instruction. But when it's in his classroom, I respect his decision. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
To clarify that, it means that one lecturer will be just giving instruction, and the other one just monitor the class.
Not necessarily. We can decide whatever system we want, but I will not challenge his authority. You know this principle? And you will have to do the same when you become mentors. One of the tasks of mentors is to co-teach and demonstrate teaching techniques for the teachers. But when you do that, you should respect the authority. It means that if you go to that classroom, you don't take control. Okay? You help them, you do things, with the consent of the teacher. So it means that I will not mark you. Here I will do. Okay? I might, maybe I will do a presentation. Maybe I will give you instructions. If we have decided it with me. Okay? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Anything else?
So I think what you just said means that they provide, the idea is for that, was for us to provide an example.
Yes.
Because as Stan said, the idea is that you will be mentors. So we're trying to provide good role models for not undermining the teacher, not undermining the instructor. So that's the purpose of, you shouldn't say there's two instructors, there's two facilitators making the efficiency. One is the instructor and one is the resource person.
So I think we are done. Thank you for your participation today. I'm very happy with your group, what you have done today, how you participate to the activities, the games, and the questions you have asked, the experience you have shared. So thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.